Hey everyone, it's Brett from Hope to Prosper, and I'm here in Ocotillo Wells for our annual desert trip. Oh man, just had an amazing week. Oh, I forgot to say, Happy Easter everyone, and just had a really nice weekend out here in the desert. Let's give you a little pano here. It doesn't make you sick. Anyways, just here with the family, had an amazing trip. Took the 4x4 out, took the motorcycles out, just had a blast. So anyways, thanks for coming along. And I'll let you know what I have on my mind this week. Today, I want to talk about how taxes change in retirement. I just returned from back-to-back vacations, only had a couple days in between, and I'm only a week away from the tax deadline, and I haven't even gotten started on my taxes yet. So as soon as I finish this video, I'm going to have to get busy. So for anyone else out there who's procrastinating for their taxes, and especially for anyone who's approaching retirement and they want to know how their tax will change, this video is for you. So I hope it helps you out. So let's get started and let's keep it short. First, the good news. You'll likely pay a lot less taxes in retirement than when you worked. I know I have, and really thankful for that because I was paying a ton of taxes back when I had a good tech job. You don't have to pay FICA, WICA, SUTA, unemployment, and have Social Security all taken out of your check. So all that money just disappears into those programs. And when you're in retirement and you draw from things like 401ks or IRAs, you will pay, ordinary income taxes, but you won't have all of those extra things, which is really nice. And you're likely going to be in a lower income tax bracket. Unless you have a big pension or massive 401ks, which most people don't have, you're going to be in a lower income bracket and you'll pay a lot less taxes because of that. And then on top of that, you might have favorable income tax treatment by some states. Not so blessed here in California, but in other states, they don't tax pensions, or they don't tax Social Security, or they give you some tax breaks for being a senior. I'd love to see that happen in my state. I think we pay way too much in taxes. But those things are the good news. You'll probably be paying less taxes for the amount of income you get while you're in retirement. So here's the bad news. It can be a lot more complicated to calculate your taxes in retirement than it is when you just had W-2 income. In the old working days, you got a W-2. You either handed it to your tax guy or you took the numbers off it and then you moved on. In retirement, you're going to have to figure out your own stuff. You're going to have to get your 401k or IRA, 1099s, and whatever else sources you have, real estate, pensions, whatever. You're going to have to put it all together yourself. And you might be making enough money that you have to pay quarterly payments to the IRS and to the state. I know a number of people. So not only do you have to do your taxes once a year, you have to do your taxes once a quarter and pay some money, or you're going to get clobbered with some kind of penalties. I have a strategy for that, which I'll let you know later on, but basically that's another hassle. You have to basically give money to the government in advance. And another thing, you're going to have to do some work to optimize your taxes in retirement. One thing that happens is if you're not on top of it, man, you can get clobbered. So you have to optimize your own taxes, and that may require you to do a lot more homework than when you used to work. So that's the bad news. Okay, so let's talk about tax planning first. And let's start off with the standard disclaimer. This is not tax or financial advice, and I'm not qualified to give you any such advice. If you need specific tax or financial advice, you need to contact a certified tax or financial professional and get that from them. These are the things that I did for me, and they've worked. So I'm just going to share them and put it out there for you in case you think they might be helpful for you. Okay, so first of all, let's talk about the big bugaboo, the big scary thing, required minimum distributions, or RMDs. This is something almost every retiree with large 401k balances has to be concerned with. It's very real. You can get hit with a tax bomb if you have, later in your retirement, if you have large 401k or IRA or any other deferred 403b you're going to have to pay it. There's the thing called a required minimum distribution. The government's going to want their taxes, and it used to start at 71, but now it's 73. So you have to be aware those are coming, and they're going to force you to take money out every year to pay taxes. And if you don't take it out, boy, you can get hit with I think it's like a 50% penalty or 55% penalty. It's drastic. So be aware of required minimum distributions, and I'll tell you why in a bit. What some people do is they try and do a Roth conversion. They try and convert some of their money from their standard 401ks to Roths or IRAs, to Roth IRAs, to avoid these big RMDs. And a lot of financial advisors and calculators and stuff will recommend this. One thing they don't tell you, though, and this is something to be really aware of, is there's a thing called a future value of money. So if you save money by doing a Roth conversion now, instead of paying a similar amount of money or slightly more in 73, when you're 73, the money is not the same. $100 now, I'm 61. $100 now is not the same 12 years from now. It's going to be like 70 or 80 bucks maybe. So keep that in mind. If they recommend Roth conversions, there is a future value of money that you have to calculate. And Social Security, there's tax implications of that. Whether you take it later, earlier, whatever, you might have to pay taxes on up to 85% of your Social Security. So it's $34,000 is the beginning threshold for single filers and $44,000 for married filing jointly. And so when you take your Social Security, your taxes may go up. So keep that in mind. If you're a higher income individual, your Social Security compounds in addition to your RMDs and everything else you're taking, and you could pay a lot more taxes. If you're not careful, you could pay more taxes in retirement than when you were working. So the moral of the story is this. This is the overarching thing about tax planning. Do not wait to do your retirement tax planning. There are things like Roth conversions and other strategies, tax loss harvesting, all kinds of stuff that you can do now. And by now I mean I'm younger. I'm in my 60s. In your 60s, that once you hit RMDs, you're kind of out of options. It forces you to do it, and then you're stuck with it. So keep that in mind. Do your planning now. Once the RMDs hit, you're kind of locked in. Okay, let's wrap this up and let's go to the bottom line. The bottom line is that you'll probably have a lot more control over your finances and taxes in retirement than you had when you had your traditional W-2 job. But it's up to you to make sense of the new tax landscape and optimize it to pay the least amount of taxes possible. Okay, everybody. Thanks for coming along this week. Hope you enjoyed all the footage of Ocotillo Wells. Man, we had such a blast. I'm kind of beat from wrangling trailers and loading trucks. But anyways, had a wonderful weekend. And happy Easter. And we will see you next week on our next big adventure.